Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, what's up, everyone? You find yourselves trying to get your Craig Mac on and put some brand new flavor in your ear? Well, funny you should mention that because we have a brand new show that you should check out. It is called Pod Sauce. It is your podcast discovery show.
Everyone's always looking for a podcast recommendation. We got lots of them for you, from true crime to pop culture. And you can join us each week as we dish on all of our favorite podcasts out there. So make sure you download the Odyssey app and search Pod Sauce, or head on over to podsauce.com.
We got you covered, guys.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle.
BJ, I'm very excited as our next guest is one of my absolute favorite television hosts. Bar Rescue is such an awesome show. Please welcome to the show, John Taffer.
Hello, John.
Hey,
welcome.
How you doing, guys?
Oh, pretty good, John. Welcome to the show, man. You're gearing up for a new season, and you know we were wondering about this, John, because of the fact that, I mean, obviously, you know, with the pandemic and everything, it's been tough on bars.
Oh, guys, it's the worst ever. We're going to lose about 38% of all the independent bars across the country are going to be gone. And the city affected worst of all is Las Vegas, that had 35% unemployment because the economy is all based in tourism. So doing this season in Las Vegas was a logical choice. So the season is shot in Las Vegas, not on the Strip, on all the local bars around Las Vegas. And, man, it's an emotional season to say the least, guys. Heavy-duty stuff.
And, you know, John, the show's been on a long time. And, by the way, the new season is on the Paramount Network, which is Xfinity Channel 640, this Sunday at 10 p.m. Pacific time. That's when it starts. And, John, I mean, I don't know myself, but what made this, what gave you the idea this needs to be done, that people need to have their bars rescued, and, you know, the idea that, like, we're going to turn this into a TV show because I feel like you really are helpful. If somebody watches this, I don't care what kind of business you're in, you're going to learn something. But what motivated you to start this whole thing?
Well, you know, it's funny, guys. I was giving a speech at a convention, and somebody came up to me after the speech and said, "You should be on TV, man." So I wrote something up originally called On the Rocks, 2.5 pages or so, and it was sort of a cross between Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares and Mission Impossible, where I'd pick experts for each mission. And at the time, I had worked on Bubba Gump Shrimp Company and some other restaurant concepts for Paramount over the years. So I go to my friends at Paramount with this idea, and I go meet the head of television, who looks at me and says, "John, forget it. You will never be on television. You're too old. You're not good looking enough. It'll never happen." And then I walked off the Paramount lot thinking it would never happen. Then I shot my own sizzle reel myself because I was so angry that this person said this to me. Sent it to 4 production companies, got 4 offers. The show was on TV less than a year later. And, you know, this season is a real milestone for us, guys. I do my 200th episode this year.
Wow.
Which in my business is a big, big deal.
Congratulations, John, because, man, it is not easy to basically, you know, spit in the wind of the world of big television when they tell you no. It is not easy to do.
Nah, thank you, guys. And you know, I always tell people, whenever you hear a no, don't take it as a no. And I'm a great example of that. That no is what motivated me to push so hard that I got it on TV. So it's sometimes a no can be the most motivating thing anybody could ever say to you, and for me it was.
And dude, it's so crazy because like now, whenever my friends, we go to bars, we go to restaurants, and if things aren't going right, I mean, it's the running joke. It's like Taffer would be so pissed if he was here. Dude,
well, it's sort of cool though, guys. Your expectations are higher. You look at that stuff now, which means bars have to be better.
Well, plus
so it's all good, right?
I'm just trying to prep myself for hopefully one day you come back to Seattle and I can beg and plead and have me be one of those mystery restaurant goers that you sometimes have radio personalities do that. That's like a life goal of mine.
Well, we can work that out, I bet. But I'd love to have you guys. But you know, it's this season is the most emotional we've ever had. One quick story: a guy this season, 3 months before we got there, he loses his house. And he runs his credit card bills up, continuing to pay his employees while he's closed.
Wow.
Then finally, Nevada opens up. He can bring his customers in to 25% occupancy. He opens, and those same employees steal from him the first month that he's open.
Whoa. Oh.
So, you know, and a guy lost his house. We have another family that lost their house. And this season of Bar Rescue, we all know how much the industry has been devastated, bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
But this season of Bar Rescue shows how much the people of the industry have been devastated by it. It's a very powerful season.
We're talking to John Taffer. Bar Rescue comes back to the Paramount Network. Brand new season as they're going to be celebrating their 200th episode this season. This Sunday night, 10 o'clock on Xfinity Channel 640. You know, that's what is so great about this show because, you know, you just told a story about a great owner and horrible staff. And then, of course, what comes to mind is pretty much, to me, the highlight of last season, which was the guy with the Chicago Cubs bar, it was the exact opposite. I mean, that was the complete opposite. Great employees and a horrible owner. And John, my brain doesn't understand how guys like that can't see just what a problem they are. And for the folks who don't know, he was just horrible. He wouldn't smile. The employees were the only ones that cared about the place. And he had a great spot right near Wrigley Field and could not make it work.
You could see Wrigley Field from his front door. I called him Smiling Ed, remember? And I said to him, Ed, during the hour-and-a-half stress test, if you just smile once during that hour and a half, I'll be happy, no matter what ever happens. He couldn't do it.
Oh.
But that was one of my famous walkouts. And that was a tough situation for me, guys, because I'm in Chicago. I used to live in Chicago, and everybody knows I'm there, so they want to see how I'm going to remodel this bar. The Cubs were in the World Series in 2 weeks, so I had to remodel the bar. I couldn't walk away, so I remodeled the bar, threw the keys at Ed, and then I walked away, and all the employees came with me. And if you remember, the episode ended with Ed standing on the street saying, "Hey, can anybody 10 bar? Can anybody 10 bar?"
Oh,
and he got what he deserved.
Oh, it was so bizarre because I thought, here's what I knew. I said, I know that John's walking away. There's no way this guy's too much of an idiot. But then when you were like, I got too much of a reputation, I still have to fix this bar up. I mean, I'm a Chicago boy. And you made a beautiful new bar that he walked into with nobody to help him serve there. Oh, man. That guy was such just an unaware human being. I'm trying to be nice and not too insulting, but he was completely unaware.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the other time I walked out was O-Face, which was the owner who hit his employees. So, there are certain people that I say are unredeemable, and I don't want to perpetuate, what they do. And that's the way I look at those walkouts. If I'm going to walk out, it's because somebody is doing something so egregious, I will not be an instrument in perpetuating it. And that's when I walk out. And it's happened, I believe, 3 times.
And there are times where I'm watching, I'm just like, you guys, did you not know? Like, you asked for John to help you out, and then people are, like, making it so difficult for you. I'm like, I love it when, like, you get in the face of these guys, and they're just yelling and screaming. I'm just like, my wife and I are laughing. I'm just like, if I got a guy with this kind of experience coming, I get, television, sometimes people are maybe, like, trying to, like, create drama, but it's like, man, I'd be listening to everything you said. You got a little bit of a decent track record there.
Thank you. But it's interesting. People sometimes say to me, John, why do you get so angry about bad chicken wings? Well, it's not the bad chicken wings. It's the fact that those bad chicken wings is causing this family to lose their house,
right,
or causing this place to close, or these kids don't have the clothes they need because the family has no money. I'm looking at the impact of those chicken wings on this family, on this business, on everybody's jobs that works there. That's why I react so powerfully to these things. I'm reacting because I think that I'm saving their home. I'm looking at the big picture. So, those are very compelling moments for me when I find these problems and go at them aggressively, and the owners just don't get it.
John, I'm glad you said that because, frankly, I didn't even think that. When somebody is so passionate about something and your brain goes, why would John care? If this guy's an idiot, he's an idiot. And now I realize, especially with that episode with Smilin' Ed, he probably had a really good bar staff. That's what I noticed. Like, those women really cared. And I feel like that's what you were fighting for was like, man, dude, this could be everybody could have such a great life, Ed, if you could just get your act together. And you fought hard. And I know you did. And you didn't start yelling at him. That's what I like about you. Is you let the experts try to educate before you go in and just, basically go, all right, buddy, you're gonna get full power blast on this one.
Yeah, I let them set the pace. If the owner's a jerk, then I can be a bigger jerk. If the owner's loud, I can be louder. If the owner's going to push back, I can push back harder. So, I let them sort of set that tempo and that pace. But what you say is so astute because I have to find something to fight for. Well, if the employees don't care, then I can't fight for them. If the owner doesn't care, I can't fight for him. Sometimes I fight for that wife or husband or children that I've never met that are home depending upon this guy. But I have to find something to fight for each episode. Typically, it's either the spouse, the family, the children, or the employees that I'm fighting for.
Man. Well, the show, of course, if you haven't seen it, Bar Rescue is fantastic. And it's coming back, baby. It's on the Paramount Network, Xfinity Channel 640. It's this Sunday at 10 o'clock. They're going to be celebrating their 200th episode this season, which is a big milestone. John, always great to have you on. Thanks for being with us.
Same here, guys. Take care.
That's awesome, man. Well, we go from that to a big question.
It's nice listening to him when he's not yelling at you, huh?
Well,
I don't know what I was like. Hey, you sons of bitches! We don't have.
I know
a bar.
it's funny,
right? He's so chill and cool.
It is fun. You know why? I think because we're reasonable. It is funny though, Steve. Yeah, you're right. I thought, well, what if we do this interview wrong? And all of a sudden, he's just like, you guys could do a better show.
Interview rescue. Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, wow. God knows I needed that during points of my career. I could have used that, definitely. Well, here's a question for you. Why are women slipping their husband's impotence pills? Well, I'm going to tell you why at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a social media post going viral in China right now, and I might be at war with China again. I thought I was making peace with China. I might be at war with them again. Yeah, well, this is because of this. I mean, this is insane. Apparently, there are some women that are secretly slipping their husband's impotence drugs to keep them from cheating.
Well, it's very creative.
Yeah, I mean, whatever happened to just like, hey, let's have a conversation and talk about monogamy and what we want out of a relationship. Now, let me just give you drugs without you knowing.
So there's a drug for that, like a Mr. Softy pill?
Yeah, it's. I guess it's. I don't know if they call it Mr. Softy over there, but it's an over-the-counter estrogen supplement that makes it so that a guy is Mr. Softy. And therefore, he can't cheat because he's just not able to, get the troops to come, marching.
Is that like a side effect of whatever drug it is, or is that the drug is specifically made to make it so a guy can't? I just don't understand why.
Well, you need, I know that, when you get testosterone treatments, a lot of those clinics will help you because so estrogen, I would imagine, does the opposite. And a couple of newspapers actually looked into this drug, and one of them actually did find a few stores where you could buy it. Again, this is over in China, and it comes in a white powder without an odor, so you could really slip it to, and you could give this to somebody they wouldn't know.
You could snort it too. Probably not.
All right, the good news is that China says, hey, this is illegal. All right,
okay, so maybe you're not at war.
I'm not at war with China anymore. At least we both agree you shouldn't be doing this.
You're just at war with people that are being very insecure.
Dude, that's just wrong. You can't be slipping anybody any kind of drugs. That's just wrong. I understand that you don't want your person cheating, but, then again, I mean, I don't know about, how it is over in China, but, do you want to be with somebody that's going to cheat on you? Why wouldn't you just say peace out and get out of here?
Why do you want to be with someone that you need to sneak a drug into their system so that they won't cheat on you? But they're still going to try to cheat. They're just going to not be able to do the deed.
Well, personally, I think that is the best way to get back at them because that's humiliating for, at least, I think it's humiliating for me if I'm, all right, let's do this and I can't.
Right. It's like,
then I feel bad for the person because they take it personally because they think, I'm not able to arouse you? I'm like, no, you're fine. Really, you are. I don't know what's happening.
And then he might have to take a Viagra to,
everything.
Wow. Your whole body's going to be all messed up.
I don't know what that means. That could be that could be a massive problem. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know who wins, the estrogen or the Viagra. It's a big battle. Damn, dude. Oh, see, oh man, it's odorless.
Should we all
and
take it
powder.
To see how it feels?
No.
Dude, you're going to get more. Here's the thing.
You guys don't want to have fun?
Look, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's the exact opposite of fun.
You might get more emotional, too. I mean, it's not just about Mr. Softy, but you might all of a sudden start really, getting more in touch with how you feel about things. You might just all of a sudden become more sensitive. Who knows what estrogen will do to you? You might even start, Steve.
They have pills for that. It's called MDMA.
Yeah.
Although I did hear recently from a friend of mine, she's in the medical profession, that it's actually the testosterone in women that makes us emotional.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So what does the estrogen do then?
It just gives us our beautiful feminine features.
Well, I want beautiful feminine features.
Okay.
You already have them, Steve.
I do have nice eyelashes. Thank you.
Glowing.
Oh, man. If we slip Steve some estrogen, he will be the bomb.
The most beautiful man.
See, I would take the other way, on the show. The Black Mamba or whatever you called it.
Oh, yeah. The extends.
The extends. And see, who outperforms each other.
Like have a race.
Yeah.
We take it at the same time. We have to be in cahoots with our significant others, of course.
Yeah.
And then we start at the same time. We could just we could just do it on Zoom. We all have our videos off, but we can hear each other, so we know when it's done.
And me, the single
Steve,
one.
are you actually listening to this conversation?
No, I don't listen to myself. That's the problem.
There you go.
Oh, I was.
You don't want to get involved in this, BJ, next time you visit your wife? Just say, hey, we have a fun game we're going to play.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I thought you were going to totally bring up a Russian roulette situation. We have an the Mr. Softy pill.
Yes.
And then the Black Mamba, and then maybe some other, a sugar pill, maybe something that does something else to you.
Which one are you going to get?
Right. You just don't know. I mean, we used to go with chicken wings. Granted, it's a little bit different because it's chicken wings, but we would do one hot chicken wing and play chicken wing hot wing roulette.
Is it not easy to tell which one's the hottest?
If you have ones that are kind of saucy and you're not paying attention, then it's not. But yeah, you're right. If it's everything's a dry rub except for one that's just nasty and messy, then you know which one's the bad one.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if you take if you take the impotency pill, you're going to have a dry rub.
Hey yo!
Thank you. Good night, everybody. We got a recent poll of people aged 55 and up, and they were asked, when did they finally stop worrying about what other people think of them? Ooh. Well, how about you got to wait till 55 or up? They didn't even think of asking anybody younger than that, because does that mean people are still under 55? You really do care what people think of you?
I feel like they're probably thinking, hey, you're 55. At that point, you're most likely at the zero blanks given. So then it's good to, you could easily talk to them and be like, at what age did it start? So you already had the years behind you.
Okay. That I guess that makes sense because they do have the time behind them. So if it happened earlier, they would know. And as it turns out, the average age where people stopped really caring what people thought about them, 46 years old, which means, Steve, in a couple years or so, right?
Yeah. I already started not caring, though.
Oh, really?
I think once having a kid, that kind of opened up my eyes and be like, why do I care what like some random person I don't even know and their opinion on social media? What is it? Like, I find it more entertaining now. Like, I'll still like, can you believe this person wrote that? But it doesn't it used to sometimes catch me on the wrong day. Some days you have thick skin, some days you have thin skin. Someone's comment on social media or a text could get under your skin and really kind of wreck you for the rest of the day. That doesn't happen as much anymore because really in my head, and granted, Tatum's not at the age where she really is formulating an opinion on me. As long as I just, laugh at her sounds and things, I think she's cool. But like really my number one issue is to make sure that she has high regard for me. So that's really the opinion that I care most about. And the most random person on the internet, I really don't care what they think.
Yeah, I mean, that's a healthy place to be. 46 though, gosh, that's sad that you got to wait that long.
You get to that point where you're like, I'm done being so worked up over the little things. You've had
I would
40-something years of being worked up over the little things.
See, I would hope that as society progresses, that goes down, and it's a lot younger that people just stop giving an F. Because that, to me, is, I think, the secret to so many problems for people is because they care too much about what others think of them.
Although
and so much misery.
I think it kind of goes in waves, because when I hit 30, it felt like a big relief. Like, I don't feel like when I go out or anything, I have to look a certain way. I don't have to, like, my best friend said it the right way. Like, we don't have to compete with 21-year-olds because we are not 21, we are 30. We can just be who we are. So I feel like as you get older, there's different layers of no F's given just kind of happening to you, which is kind of nice. I can't wait till I get to the point where I don't care about anything.
Yeah. Like, even my wife laughed at me because the other day I went to go get takeout, and I went to go get some Thai food, and I was wearing these, like, green joggers, pajama pants that, like, really they're almost high waters.
But they accentuate your butt.
And a white Britney Spears t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should be what you wear to work every day, honestly.
It's just like, you're not going out to get the food like that. I'm like, yeah. Like, I don't want to have to change to go pick up takeout and then come back home and change back into it. Like, I'm going to be hungry when I get home. I don't want to start changing. So I just went, grabbed it, didn't even think twice. Like, I walked in, there's people waiting in line. I'm sure they were like, what is that? What is up with this dude?
I don't feel like in the time and age that we are in now,
Yeah,
I don't think anybody cares, because
You're
it's
right.
like, there's still people who have Christmas decorations up in my neighborhood. We don't care. Like, it just doesn't matter. I feel like
I think
rock
it depends
that look.
I think it depends on where you are, because I go down to Southern California and it feels a lot different. I feel way out of place if I'm wearing jeans and a button-down shirt, and I still feel out of place because people just get dolled up to go to Trader Joe's. It's insane. It is. You're like, what is this? A red carpet? Are they holding the Oscars here at the Trader Joe's?
They are.
What?
Times are tough, BJ.
Oh, Orange County's nuts. It is. So I love, that's what I love about the Pacific Northwest, because I think what Vicky says is kind of pretty much what we're all about here. But Orange County, oh man. And it's tough not to feel the pressure of, like, am I underdressed? Do I feel like a schlub? Because everybody is just made up, and even their supposed casual outfits, you can see that, oh no, those are completely probably $500 pair of whatever she's wearing.
One text
that's
says
when I feel it.
One text says I stopped giving a blank about what people thought about me in my late 30s, and it was so freeing.
So people say that they, like Vicky said, people finally feel okay about their appearance in their mid-30s. So Vicky hit that. The average person feels settled and okay in their relationship at, what do you guys think? What age?
Settled in their relationship?
Yeah.
80.
80. Wow. Okay then.
Huh. I'm going to go 36.
Damn, dude. That is like you were a year away. 37. Wow. That's nuts. Good job, buddy.
Well, I was just making up a number. I'm really surprised by that, actually.
I'm surprised, too. I thought it would be, I don't know. I thought it would be in the mid-40s that you'd feel good about your relationship, figuring that you probably got, 15, 20 years under your belt? Mm-hmm. You know, but 37 is all it takes. How about feeling good about your career? How old do you think it is that you feel really good about your career?
Never.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a good number, Steve. That's not good.
Oh, man. What do you think?
55?
55? You're about to retire.
Exactly.
You felt like you made it.
Yeah, you made it.
You hope you're close to retirement. I mean,
yeah, that's way old, Vic. It's not that old.
30.
30. That's a little young, Danny.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
40?
Oh, there she is, ladies and gentlemen, the winner.
Okay.
I think that makes sense. For me, it was a little later than that. It was like 46. But, 40 is, and Steve, 46, of course, is a magic number because that's exactly how old I was when we started mornings at KISW.
Oh, 46 is that the number for the squirrel in the movie? Was that one movie? 42.
42.
That's
is
what
the answer to the universe.
Oh, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Movie.
They were rats. They weren't squirrels.
I mean, it was close. Attempts were made.
I had no idea. Look, I'm a fan of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and even I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
It was a number in the 40s, and it was a rodent. I don't know how much closer I can get.
I've never seen the movie, and I got where he was going.
Well, you two living on an island together.
Yeah, you two are idiots. I mean, let's just be honest.
Well, that's just plain rude.
Yeah,
but it's a good thing I don't care what you think. If Tatum said I was an idiot, I'd be hurt by what you just said.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, yeah. All right. How about feeling comfortable in your own skin, which is different than feeling good about your looks?
Whew. if I'm really even. I mean, there are some days where I'm like, oh, it depends on like the angle of the mirror.
Right, and it depends on what you ate that week. Because having my parents living with me, like the quarantine 15 is like every week. I feel like I'm getting another quarantine 15 because there's just so much Mexican food that's delicious and not good for me. But then other days I'm like, well, I'm not feeling how I look.
So I thought this was crazy, but you know what, Vicky, you and Steve are showing me that there are two different things. What is the difference between being happy with with your appearance, but feeling comfortable in your own skin? I would think they're kind of the same thing. But you guys are showing me that it's not.
I'm trying to think of what is the difference.
I feel like, I think it's maybe just how you present yourself, because I always had this image of like what kind of goth chick I would be as an adult when I had money to buy all the stuff I want to buy. And so now well, not really, because I wear comfortable clothes all the time, but I'm dressing the way I would have wanted to dress. So I'm finally found what I like. So maybe that's what the whole appearance thing is. And then being comfortable in your skin is maybe just comfortable in your own body.
All right.
Maybe.
I agree with that, because I feel like for myself, like I found my style really young, and I haven't changed ever since, obviously.
Yeah, you haven't switched out your wallet chain.
No.
Since 13.
Yeah, thank you. But no, so I found that, and I'm really comfortable with the way that I look on the outside, but it necessarily doesn't mean that like I feel good about my my body weight.
That makes sense.
Like that.
Yeah.
Which that would be being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah, for me, being comfortable in my own skin means like who I am as a being, like how I interact with the world, how I be with people, you know, maybe how I feel just about just my outlook on life. You know, appearance to me is like just, okay, there's the physical, and then the comfortable in my own skin is just like, you know what, everything about me. You know, my accomplishments, my everything. It's like the totality. It says here 42, which finally you do have that. That is your magic number, Steve.
Hamster guy, right?
Yeah, it's not a hamster.
It's a rat.
Yeah. And this is interesting here because this one I'm interested in because of the fact that in the Pacific Northwest, I wonder if the answers are different than maybe where I come from and Steve comes from the Northeast. When do you really feel like you can speak your mind? And for men and women, it's a different age.
The minute you have a social media account.
Oh gosh, good
God,
call.
You are right about that.
I think that's when everybody feels comfortable they can speak their mind.
I feel it'd be something ridiculous like 85, because whenever like a really old person says anything, no matter how horrible it is, you're just like, Granny's cute but horrible.
Right. She probably won't even remember saying this. She's senile.
Right?
Yeah. It's not that old. Yeah, you're way old on that one.
Not that old. 25.
25. It's not that young.
I'm going to say 35 because I'm kind of getting to that age where I'm just kind of, the things I've always just kind of sucked up and whatever, I'm now like, why? And I'll call out my parents on some things. It's like, why are you telling me this? Like, is this really what we're doing right now?
Well, you're an old soul, Vicky, so I'm going to say that really for you, you act like a 45-year-old. So I would say that's the age when you start. That's the age you start speaking your mind as a woman at 45. And Vicky, we know that you have the young body, but you have the old soul. So that fits you if you're starting to all of a sudden get to the 45-year-old stage of speaking your mind.
That should be your Tinder bio. Young body, old soul.
But then why does everything hurt on the inside? My bones hurt.
Well, that's maybe you should stop some activities. I don't want to bring it up in front of the crew, but you
shared that part on your OnlyFans.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the
guys like it when sometimes bones hurt.
Yeah,
I need a new hip.
Yeah, it's time to turn the dungeon into maybe a family room. Maybe that's what it is.
Fine.
And for men, it's younger, not much. 40 years old, men start speaking their mind, which is so bizarre because I've been speaking my mind, ever since I was alive.
Since you can formulate a word.
Yeah, I don't know of a time that I didn't speak my mind. It doesn't mean that I was right, doesn't mean that it was truthful, but whatever's on my mind, I think you guys know I speak it.
I mean, one texter even says, I was comfortable speaking my mind ever since I started talking.
Yeah, I mean, now other people though, I get that a lot of dudes aren't. A lot of dudes don't speak their mind. They just go, you know what, this isn't going to get me anywhere. I'm just going to shut up. And I'm very atypical. I know that.
Well, it always depends on what's on television that night. Like, do I want this to be a super long conversation, or I want to fly through this quick so I can get my, watch The Neighborhood?
Oh, of course.
It's a good sitcom.
You got to see what Cedric's doing, right? Yeah, you got to make that happen.
It's never a dull moment on that show, BJ.
I've watched a couple of episodes. It's a fun show. Yeah.
The best show ever. I'm speaking.
Well, I don't know if I get it.
All right.
Yeah. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
How many points are awarded in the NFL for a safety?
Oh, Seahawks know this, and so does Peyton Manning. 2 points.
Yes.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.